Divine intuition, huh? Divine intuition. We got 3 intuition cards from 3 decks, 3 different decks. Confirmation. So they're definitely talking about intuition, divine intuition. And I'm going to use all 3 decks and we're going to go deeper into what they're trying to tell you about this intuition. Okay? So the first one was intuition, and then underneath it was good vibes and fun times. So I asked what that was supposed to mean, and they just said that if you're going to do something and you have that gut feeling that it's not right, then don't do it. Okay? Obviously, right? But sometimes we don't always listen. Okay? We got fun time, we've got intuition, and we've got good vibes. Now, have you ever had a feeling that you shouldn't go somewhere? Have you ever had a feeling that this just isn't right, and then you didn't listen, and then you went somewhere and something bad happened, and then you said, oh, I knew I shouldn't have went? Well, that's the kind of energy right now. It's that kind of energy where they're going to tell you who's they, your spirit team, your higher self, God, the universe, okay? They're going to tell you through your intuition. I see all the blinking lights. They're going to tell you through your intuition, and they're going to say yes or no, and you have free will. So whether you choose to listen or not will be up to you, and you will see amazingly that was the right choice, that was the wrong choice. And they're going to be doing this because this is our new activation. Right now we're going through a DNA activation, and our spidey senses are being activated. Okay, so as I told you yesterday, in Astro, two of my superpowers are freezing the situation and also turning invisible in a situation, right? So I also mentioned yesterday that I'm starting to be able to do that more and more in my physical avatar. So what I mean by that is it's like the flashing lights in the background, if you can see it on your end. There's nothing flashing here. There's no lights flashing here. But the screen is flashing from all the energy. Okay? Well, that's what we're doing with your DNA. We went back to classes last night, and some of you were asking some very good questions about our physical avatar. Our physical avatar is turning into our astro avatar, right? Okay, what do I mean by that? Well, we have a body there, but it's a light body. So when I talk about having sex 5D and higher versus 4D and 3D, it's an energy exchange. It's not a liquid exchange. And that's where I said don't go backwards. Even though you might find somebody, fall in love with somebody, and want to go backwards, don't do it. Because this is very short time that we're going to have these avatars and physical avatars, and we're going to be all light body. Most of us, not everyone, right? Some of you are on a lower timeline. And we want to keep that 5D and higher energy pulsing, like the screen's pulsing, right? Okay, we want to keep that. We don't want to go backwards to liquid exchanges. We want to keep going with energy exchanges. Now, with intuition, good times, good vibes, fun times, they are ahead of us. Yesterday I said I think we're going to have to go through some shit too, okay? But there are some good times coming. Now, curiosity was underneath good vibes. And when I get the curiosity card, it's kind of going back to what I was telling you. You're going to want to go do something. You're going to want to go to this concert, and your intuition's going to tell you no, and your mind is going to say, oh, but I have to. I spent X amount of money on this ticket. I've got all these plans. And you see what's going on with the airlines, okay? So your intuition's telling you very heavily this is going to start happening. Kind of like you're almost sitting right next to the person and they're talking to you, right? Well, you kind of are, because I'm sitting right next to you right now. You're hearing my voice and I'm telling you these things, okay? And you're not going to listen, and something bad's going to happen. But it's free will, it's part of your assignment. But this assignment that we're going through is like a double-edged sword. It's got two paths, okay? So let's take today. I have a side A, a side B. If I listen to my intuition, my divine guidance, and I choose the right part of that page, A or B, right? Let's say A is right and B is wrong. Let's just say, right? A gives me this result, B gives me this result. But again, you have free will. So are you going to listen to your intuition and not go to that concert? Give the ticket away, try to get a refund, whatever, or are you going to say, oh no, I spent too much money and time planning this concert, I'm going anyway? Okay, that's the kind of energy that's happening right now. And this was all night we were talking about this in Astro, because divine intuition came up in all three decks. So let's continue on. I think you got the understanding of that. Okay, so we've got soulmate underneath curiosity. And then we have protection. So your soulmate and you are being protected. I've told you several times that the enemy does not want you two together, but it's not going to work. If you keep going with your intuition, you are going to meet your soulmate. I also said some of you are not going to meet your divine partner, your divine twin, because you're together in 5D and higher, and they don't want to get a light body. So some of you, which is almost all of you, are still going to get a soulmate, a mission partner, somebody to make music with, somebody to cook with, garden with, do your project with. So a soulmate is not necessarily your twin. So instead of getting real deep into all this stuff, just go with the flow, use your intuition. It's not going to be hard to know the difference between your twin and a mission partner soulmate. You'll know, because your twin is your twin. Your twin is you. They're going to look like you, act like you, talk like you, be just like you. Your mission partner is going to be somebody that helps you. Let's say you're a drum, they'll be the drumstick. You're a guitar, they're the string, right? You guys mesh together perfectly. Your twin is you. It's just you. It's your other side. It's if I'm female, then it's my male counterpart. But we have both parts in us. So it's hard to explain all this. So I do it in Astro. That's why I say we're in classes in Astro, because this is where we get really deep. But I talk to you here just to ignite what you're learning in Astro. By me talking like I'm talking right now, I'm igniting everything that we learned last night. Okay? All right, so the ones of you that know, you know. The ones that don't know, you can either keep listening or go to a different channel that might fit you more better, okay? Then with the other deck, we have Divine Intuition was this card that came out. And underneath Divine Intuition, we have Divine Love. So it's going on to say the same thing that that other deck said, except in a different terminology, right? That one said soulmate, this one says divine love, and I just got done explaining the difference, and some of you are going to have different Some of you are going to have soulmates. Some of you are going to have your divine twin. It just depends if they're in a physical body, if they did a walk-in. You know, there's so many different questions, elements, levels to each unique person that these people that tell you on YouTube, oh, this and this is going to happen. You know, I stay away from that because each person's individual. How can you be telling thousands and thousands of people a message? You can't. You think you can, but you can't. Okay, so we got divine love, divine intuition, and then under that we have energy harvesting, but it was in reverse. So this person is not going to energy harvest you. This person will be your mission partner, soulmate, your twin. They will be the key. The key. You will have serenity with this person, and you will have success with this person. You will be able to self-express with this person, okay? So we're saying goodbye to the old. Now, most of you have said goodbye to the old, and we're past that, okay? But some of you still are holding on. Next card out, release. Yeah. So we got one more deck we're going to go over here. I think you're getting the understanding of what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to explain that your spidey senses are being activated, and they have to because you're on a new assignment. This new assignment acquires lots and lots of power, okay? Somebody on Twitter was talking with me, and they said something about unsubscribe if you don't want to go spiritually violent with me. And I wrote back and said, let's roll, because I'm ready, and we're leaving behind those that are not ready. They're going to go on a different mission. It's kind of like when the boss says, okay, you 5 are being promoted, you 5 are staying where you're at, you 5 are fired. That's exactly what's going on. But until that final moment of that decision, you are going through this period, which this period is a period of have you let go, and are you doing your divine intuition assignment correctly? When your higher self tells you don't go to that concert and you immediately cancel your ticket, we see that. Then there's somebody here that doesn't cancel their ticket. We see that, see? So we know who's passing and who's not passing, okay? The spaceship sees all. Okay, then the last deck we have the High Priestess. I love these colors. It's kind of the colors I'm wearing today. Underneath the High Priestess is the Chariot. So that's just backing up what I just said about the 5 people being hired, fired, and staying where they're at. Okay? Because we see all, and it's coming in very quickly. So as fast as these lights are shimmering, as fast as this video is playing, as fast as we go from astro to physical body every single day, that's how fast this is happening. So I wouldn't be surprised if even during this video, you're going to hear something that tells you to do something or not do something, and there's a big test. I'll give you an example. You're on your way to work right now listening to me, and you're hearing, put in your 2-week notice now, not at the beginning of the year. Well, what are you going to do? Are you going to go in there and put in your notice now, or are you going to wait till the end of the year? Well, that's up to you. You have free will. But guess what? We see all. Did you listen? No. Okay, so you're going to stay where you're at. The next person listens, they're going to be promoted. The next person says, oh, that's bullshit. This whole thing is bullshit. You know what? It's coming from the devil, not from my higher self. Well, that person's going to go to a lower timeline. They will be fired. Okay? So that's about the best way that I can explain it. And no, it's not easy. I never said any of this was easy. Queen of Swords. Yep. You have to have that Queen of Swords attitude. Don't be thinking, okay, here's one of the biggest questions I get is, how do we know if it's not coming from the enemy? How do we know if it's not coming from the devil, right? No. He has no authority over you. Okay? If you're listening to this video, if you're in astro classes with me, if you're a light worker, if you're divinely protected by St. Michael, he don't have any say over you. He goes through them people that I keep talking about that are in the matrix, that don't watch these videos, that don't believe in this stuff, that unfortunately use drugs, alcohol, chemicals that take their brain away from what we're doing, okay? The devil doesn't mess with us. Through the higher self and the universe and the spaceship, St. Michael, we're all so much stronger than devil energy. That's why we're demon slayers. You can't be a demon slayer if you're underneath a demon. So again, really deep stuff. You're learning in astro. You're becoming. Most of you know what I'm talking about. So you understand. And maybe I'm not explaining it right. If you think it's bullshit, if you think that I don't know what I'm talking about, or you're not understanding me, maybe I'm just not explaining it right. But I'm not bullshit, and I'm not making this stuff up. And angel energy overcomes devil energy. Period. Ask St. Michael if you don't believe me. He'll tell you. Queen of Swords. So listen to your intuition, know the truth, and act accordingly. Because right now, since you're being uplifted, upgraded in your DNA, the tests are going to be coming in big time right now, because we're separating the wheat from the chaff. So you're either going to be fired, stay where you are, or you're going to go higher. Okay? A lot of you are going to feel like this, especially whoever wrote in the comment, a few of them comments. Okay? You're going to be feeling like that. You're going to be feeling just like that. What is that? Is that the Five of Pentacles out in the cold? Okay? Because those of you that use your divine intuition and be the Queen of Swords, it's judgment time. Judgment time. So I don't have to worry, because I'm not the judge. I'm just trying to here to help you with the energy, so that when you get these tests, you pass them. Because if you don't pass them, not only do you get demoted or stay where you are in astro and here, but there's also some trials and tribulations that you'll have to go through. Like, for instance, you didn't listen to the airline message, and you got on a plane and the airlines crashed. Okay? You went to that concert that you were not supposed to go to, and somebody shot up the place, right? Okay, so judgment's here, and God is the judge. God is the judge. And we do have decisions to make. So that's the Two of Swords. And I'm probably going to end it here, because that's exactly what I'm trying to tell you. I'm just trying to tell you that there's going to be some decisions you're going to have to make. And it's very important that you use your intuition. You say goodbye to the past. You listen and re-listen maybe to this video. And know that that's what we're doing in Astro. I'm an Astro channeler coming here to help you in your physical body. My name is Miss Mystic, and I thank you for listening.